Welcome to the final module, where you will learn the top tactics for negotiation. These tactics you will be learning have been proven and tested. Apply them to your business and you will be saving a fortune from them. Without further anticipation, let's get started immediately. As you have learned in the earlier modules, negotiation tactics are very vital for a person to learn, especially for those who are planning to engage themselves in any type of business. This is because it can be quite easy for anyone to settle things only if they have enough knowledge and skills to negotiate. By now, you should understand the win-win concept. Firstly, an individual should always be fair, whether they are negotiating with others, especially in business matters. They have to make sure they close a fair deal and not neglect other people's needs. Second, if you have to also be reasonable when negotiating with others, make sure you take into consideration about a people and other companies' conditions. Lastly, you have to be realistic when having a business negotiation. Being realistic is essential, especially if you are negotiating with your company, employees about their compensation. By being realistic and honest, you can be certain enough to set things right and fair between you, your company, and of course to your employees. These three strategies have proven to be effective, especially through the knowledge of the following top tactics of negotiation. If you want a certain company or a person to be your partner, and that you want your negotiation plan successful, then you have to make sure you offer them help without expecting any returns. On the other hand, it can also be a great way for you to be certain of acquiring favors from the businesses or the people that you have helped. Actually, this negotiation tactic has always been mistaken as things that are done on purpose. Although it's partly true, but it greatly depends on the preferences and motives of a certain person. Its purpose could also be for good, and considerable reasons that can cause advantages for both parties. Hence, it can also displease others depending on the attitude of the negotiator. It is because there are also skilled and knowledgeable negotiators who choose to deceive other people for their own advantages. So if you are to negotiate, then you have to refrain from doing such things, because you will never know if the one you're negotiating with also has their own hidden agenda and your plans might backfire you. If you are into the service business, then you have to always make sure to barter your service in a fair and right place. For instance, your rendered services are without fixed charge, so you have to make sure that you rate it higher so when your customer wants to negotiate the price, you can comply to your customer at the same time. You don't go beyond your own budget. You always have to be fair to your customers and barter your services to them in a right and fair way. Never agree to a certain agreement if you know that you or your customer is at loss. You can always give them discounts when they do not intend to negotiate about your price. This is also to be responsible enough as a business personality, since you know that the price you offer to the customer is not the original price. These barter instances are very common in business, and you should master it if you want to gain success. This was already tackled in learning about barter. However, one should always keep in mind that it is not recommended for any service business owner to name the fixed price of their services after they close the deals or if the customer is not asking for it. Once the customer asks the best price, then all you have to do is, of course, to tell them a higher price, at least 10% higher than the fixed price, so that once the consumer tells his bargain price, then it would still be the fixed price. This might sound as one of the business tricks, however, that is partly correct. But it is also needed in business, especially for people who are rendering service businesses. In some ways, it is also one of the best ways for them to maintain fixed and the right price for the services that they render. It is fairly understandable that some of the consumers are always asking for discounts. In fact, it can sometimes go below the original and fair price of the services or products that you are offering. The thing that you should learn is how to nicely explain to them that you can't afford to give discounts that they are asking for. This is also to make sure that you can close the deal with the potential customers that you are negotiating to. Even if you are just a beginner in the business niche you're in, you still have to make sure that you can cope with these solutions. Otherwise, you will have an unsure success for the business that you have started. This can also explain the importance of learning negotiation strategies and tactics. For most profitable businesses, competition is inevitable. So, as a business owner, if you want to seek to become an excellent negotiator, it is vital for you to make sure that you have enough information about your business competitors. This is because you can use this information when negotiating with your customers by offering them additional services and offers that your competitors don't cover. Always keep in mind that if you want to get even with your competitors, then you need to know them fully. This way, you can work out the essential things to develop further in your business. This may sound like a cheat. However, being in business requires you to learn how to seek for your advantage. If you are not a responsible business personality, then you will just cheat for your advantage alone and not for the drawbacks of your competitors. If you love your business and are genuine about it, then you also have to love your business competitors, since they are the one who add spice to your business venture, and perhaps with joint ventures in time to come. This is the most important, is to always be successful to close business deals or negotiations in a more advantageous way for both your business and your consumer. In business negotiations, you also have to make sure you provide a win-win business deal for your consumers. Make it to the point that if they also benefit as much as you do, so they will be more than happy to accept the deal that you have offered them. You can offer them great discounts and bonuses as an advantage for them. This way, they feel it's worth doing business with you, because they also get something in return. This can also lead them to patronize your products and services. There are still various tactics that you can do depending on your business niche. All you have to do is be knowledgeable enough when it comes to the pros and cons of your business. This way, you can come up with the best and accurate concepts or ideas that will help you close business deals and gain success as a negotiator. Actually, negotiating tactics are generally learned at home, school, workplace, and anywhere. As long as you know how to make a great and fair deal, then you can be a potential negotiator. You will also need to know several things, the business as well as the considerations when negotiating. In this case, you'll have to be responsible and fair enough so that you can please others at the same time, get what you want. Always remember that negotiation tactics and strategies are meant to strike fair deals whereby both parties benefit. Do not abuse your skills as a negotiator to crack selfish and one-sided deals, for it may give you a bad reputation in return. Therefore, if you are a negotiator, then you have to always make it a point to use it as a nice and fair way so that you can also gain lucrative and nice returns, whether you are into business or you have a very good job.